Hi friends, my name is Mrs. Rogers and I teach 3rd grade at Tecumseh Harrison Elementary School. Today I'm going to read you the story Dancing in the Wings by Debbie Allen. The pictures are by Kadir Nelson. I'm going to start by reading the poem on page 1. Ever since I was born and I could see, everywhere I looked I saw dance. In the clouds as the wind blew across the sky, in the ripples on a pond, even in a sea of ants marching up and down their hills. Dance was all around me. Dance was me. Now, imagine what it would be like if dance was your entire life. What kind of problems do you think you might have? Also, what do you think dancing in the wings means? We'll find out when we read the story. My mom calls me sassy, because I like to put my hands on my hips and because I always have something to say. Well, if you had feet as big as mine, you'd understand why. You should join the swimming team since you got those long toes and don't need any fins, my older brother Huey teased. I shot right back at him. At least I don't have a big forehead looking like a street lamp. Mama said, stop all that bad talk. You act so ugly sometimes. Huey, your big head is a sign of intelligence. And Sassy, your big feet will make your legs look longer and prettier in your ballet shoes. Take a look at Mom's face here. You ever seen a mom or a teacher give you a face like that? I know my students have definitely seen me do that. Oh my goodness, oh brother, they're arguing again. The illustrator does a really nice job explaining the character's feelings. My legs were longer, all right. So long that when I went to Tindu, pointing my toe at the bar, I tripped Miss Catherine, our teacher, who was coming down the line looking the other way. Splat! She landed under the piano, her legs up in the air. Woo, it was funny. Even she had to laugh. Sassy, she called out, I'm going to tie an orange bows to those big feet of yours. Sorry, Miss Catherine, I answered, but if you don't wear your glasses, you still won't see 'em. One thing for sure, because of my long legs and big feet, I could jump higher and spin faster than everyone else. I was taller than the rest of the kids at school, even the boys. At our recitals, all the other girls got to dance solos and duets and wear pretty tutus. I was too big for the boys to pick up and too tall to be in line with the other girls. So I watched from backstage, dancing in the wings, hoping that if I just kept dancing and trying, it would be my turn to dance in the spotlight. There's the title again, Dancing in the Wings, as she watches from backstage. Now do you know what that means? And how can you tell? One day at the end of ballet class, Miss Catherine announced, Mr. DeBato from the Russian school is coming next week to look for talented young people for a summer dance festival in Washington, D.C. The whole room turned into a whirlpool of excitement as the sign-up sheet was posted. Everyone wanted to try, especially me. But as I wrote my name down, I heard 2 girls, Molly and Mona, giggle. Mona said, oh please, she'll never make it. They said talent, not a Tyrannosaurus. My heart seemed to stand still, and for once, I had nothing to say. I couldn't hide the tears I felt welling up in my eyes, so I just grabbed my dance bag and ran to the parking lot. I heard a familiar horn honk and turned to see my Uncle Red in his bright green pickup truck. Uncle Red had the whitest, tight, curly hair, smelled of cigars, and every day he wore something red. A tie, a hat, a shirt, socks, maybe even his shoestrings. Just something red. Why of all days did Mama have to send him to pick me up? Why today? I was not in the mood for his jokes or stories, but I quickly dried my eyes and smiled. I got a good one for you today, Sassy. What did the banana say to the monkey? Split! Ha-ha, get it? Split? Banana split? I started to cry. Sassy, what's wrong? He asked. I told him what had happened. I'm just so much taller than the other dancers, Uncle Red. Sassy, he said, you got to look at that as a gift. Being tall means you can see all around, so you'll always find the right path to take. No, I said. It means I stick out like a big acne bump on someone's nose. I'll never get to dance. It's a waste of time to go to that audition. Listen, gal, said Uncle Red. If I was as tall and as pretty as you, I wouldn't need to wear red so people know it's me coming and going. All you gotta do to make your mark on the world is walk into a room. That's interesting to think about. Sassy doesn't like standing out. But Uncle Red seems to think it's a good thing. What do you think? By the time I got home, Uncle Red had cheered me up and had me laughing and feeling better. As I got out of the truck, he waved goodbye, calling out, "Make your mark, gal." Huey and his football friends stopped playing. Huey yelled out, "Hey, Sassy, why don't you come play with us? We need a goal post." His little mean ugly friends all laughed. Boy, did they make me mad. "Sure, if we can use your big head for the ball," I shouted back. His friends screamed with laughter. Huey got so mad, he turned red, looking like a tomato with that big head. Ha! We were just about to go at each other when Mama called us both inside. What do you notice about how her Sassy and her brother talk to each other? Why do you think that the author included this scene? What do you think is important about that? Late that night, I lay awake, staring out my window and thinking about Uncle Red's words. I could see myself dancing in the Milky Way, swirling like a twinkling shooting star. Next thing I knew, I was talking to myself out loud. I'm going to that audition, big feet and all. On the day of the tryout, kids came from all over the city. It was so crowded. Everyone was expected to wear black. But like Uncle Red, I picked my own color, bright yellow. And instead of standing in the back, I squeezed right in between Molly and Mona, right in the front row. I ignored their snickering. Miss Catherine came in and introduced Mr. DeBeto. Everyone applauded. Boy, was he short. He couldn't have been more than 4 feet 9 inches tall. He started walking down the rows, pacing back and forth, just looking at us. Then he stopped right in front of me and said, "Young lady, why are you wearing that loud yellow leotard? I'll need to put on sunglasses to see anybody else. Please go to the back row." Molly whispered, "See ya, wouldn't want to be ya." "At least he noticed me," I snapped. I put my hands on my hips and I walked to the back. The first round of the audition was center floor exercises. Mr. DeBeto walked around prodding and poking, making corrections. He stopped once and looked right at me, but he didn't say anything. I held my breath as he dismissed almost half the kids after the first round, but not me. Next was the adagio, the slow section. I stood as close to Mona as I could get and whispered, "Your skinny little short legs are going to look like chicken wings next to mine." "I'd rather look like a chicken than a turkey with you, with that long neck," she answered. "Talk to the hand," I told her. I took my leg up so high it got stuck. Luckily, I could balance on my other big foot. So I just held it until Mr. DeBeto remarked, "Young lady, the exercise is finished." "Oh!" I jumped out of position. "Show off," Molly grunted. "Gobble, gobble, gobble." Mona imitated a turkey. Then came the leaps across the floor. I took off like Jackie Joyner-Kersee in the long jump at the Olympics. With one leap, I sailed in the air past all the other girls. Molly and Mona watched, looking pea-green with envy. When I finished, Mr. DeBeto yelled, "Young lady, you must learn to dance to the music. Up on the count of 1, down on the count of 3. 3, not 5. You have the rhythm of a trodegalite. Again!" I was crushed. As I passed Mona to get back in line, she said, "Next time, bring your big butt down by 3. "Your mama," I said. Ooh, did I wish I was a wizard. I'd turn them into 2 big old fat frogs in tutus trying to dance to hip-hop. Look at that silly little picture of them. Now, do you see how these illustrations really show how much Sassy stands out? By the end of the day, there were only 7 of us left. Mr. DeBeto called out everyone's name except mine and asked them to stand forward. Standing alone, I had to fight back my tears. Then I heard him say, "Thank you all for coming today. Keep working, keep trying. You are dismissed." Mr. DeBato said to me, "Sassy, you have a great deal of potential. You have beautiful long arms and legs, but you flail about with no control. You must learn to use your feet better and timing. We have a lot of work to do when you come to Washington this summer, but please, please leave that loud yellow leotard at home. All you need to do to be noticed is to walk into a room. Dismissed." And he walked out. Mr. DeBato says all Sassy had to do to be noticed is to walk into a room. That's familiar. Who else said something like that to Sassy? Yep. Do you think Mr. DeBato agrees with Uncle Red about Sassy? Jumping and shouting, I ran to the parking lot. I made it! I made it! Mama, I made it! Guess who was there to pick me up? Mama, Uncle Red, Huey, and half of the football team piled into the back of the green truck on their way to a game. Everybody was so proud of me. Even Huey. "You go, Miss Bigfoot." "Thank you, Mr. Bighead," I said, and we all laughed. 1 month later, Mama and I boarded the plane for Washington, D.C. She held my hand as my heart pounded when we landed. At the school, there were young dancers from Russia, Mexico, France, China, Cuba, Brazil, New York, Texas, and long-legged me from Inglewood, California. In class the first day, Mr. DeBato introduced me to his 12-year-old protege, a boy named Dwight, who was 5 feet 10 inches tall. "Dwight, I think I've found you a partner. Meet Sassy." Mama was right about being tall wasn't so bad after all, and neither was having a big head. By the end of the summer, Huey had won a grand prize at Space Camp in Alabama, and I got to dance a duet with Dwight in the summer concert. When Dwight lifted me high in the air, I felt like I was dancing on the Milky Way. Me and my big feet, making my mark on the world. Thank you, friends.